Today, we're gonna do a review of the Alpaka Metro Sling V2. In this video, I'm gonna take my experience of reviewing 500 of the world's best bags, and we're gonna break this thing down. We're gonna pack it out, we're gonna talk about the pros and the cons, and you're gonna wanna stick around to the end of the video, where I'll bring up some alternative suggestions for bags that might better suit your needs. They're gonna be bags that are similar, but just have a couple of unique differentiating features. Because here at Nomadzation, that's just what we do. We wanna help you find your bag mate. It's like a soulmate for bags. Was that not obvious? Let's just get into the review. Let's talk about the gist of the Alpaka Metro Sling V2. If you're not aware, Alpaka is an Australian/Chinese carry company, and they're known for making killer everyday carry gear. I think their travel gear is getting better, but in my opinion, their meat and potatoes is their EDC stuff. They just got it nailed. And I think their bags are cool because they're high quality, premium as and they usually come in at a slightly more accessible price point. Let's talk about some of the top features of the Metro Sling V2. We've got the vertical axis shape, which includes quick access front compartment, a larger wide opening main compartment that has a bunch of additional organization, including 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pockets. We've got the daisy chain webbing on the sides, bit of a spacious top handle, swivel system hardware on the shoulder strap, and the ability to remove the shoulder strap, therefore turning the Metro Sling into Metro sort of tech pouch. Best of both worlds. Or is it? It is. Or is it? We'll talk about that a bit more in depth. 2 sections from now. As of recording, the Alpaka Metro Sling V2 comes in 6 different color and or fabric options. The volume is advertised at 2.5 liters, which in my opinion is perfect for everyday carry. It's not like a big sling that's gonna carry a book and a big old 1 liter water bottle. It's more of a pocket reliever. Just takes the things from here, carry them in here. For the size, we're looking at a height of 8 inches, a width of around 6 inches, and a depth of around 3.5 inches. Now I got the VX42 version, which is pretty well structured. So it looks pretty similar, empty or packed out. This is the bag when it's empty. And this is when it's fully packed out and worn on the Nomadzation team. For reference, I'm 5'8", and our media manager, Margaret, is 5'2". And we're gonna pack out the bag throughout the entire review so you can see exactly what it fits. All Alpaka products are protected by a lifetime warranty against manufacturing defects. And for all that, the Metro Sling will run around 55 to 70 USD, depending on which fabric that you choose. And if at any point during this review, you just love this sling, and you're gonna pick one up, which I can't blame you. This thing, it's pretty awesome. Well, if that's the case, we do recommend that you make your purchase or find out more information with the first link in the description. Reason being, that link makes sure that you get the best price, and we always have discount codes for Alpaka. But that link also helps to support the Nomadzation YouTube channel and team so we can keep making the best bag reviews on the web. Thank you very much. Let's talk about the front of the Alpaka Metro Sling V2. Well, first of all, the sling revolution happened like 5 or 7 years ago, right? Where then dudes were rocking bags on their chest like this. But then the sling started to go from this configuration to this configuration. We got the vertical slingage, which is quite cool from a functional perspective. There's still a bit of controversy in regards to, you know, how masculine and or feminine it possibly looks. But if you want to talk about access, dude, like this and this is pretty freaking sweet. Hard to argue with that. And one nice thing about Alpaka products is they're very sleek. Notice the branding too, very subtle on this tag right here. You can't even see it. And my version is the VX42 version. VX42 is an x-pac fabric made by Dimension Polyant. And it's basically the same fabric that is used on sailcloths. VX42 is tremendous for its weather resistance and structured look and feel, but it can be a little bit crunchy for some and unnecessarily weather resistant for others. Now on the front, we have this single pocket right here. This pocket is accessible with YKK. I assume YKK. Yep, Alpaka's always rocking the YKK. PU coated zippers. Now PU coatings are great because it enhances the weather resistance a bit, because you can still get water on either side of the zipper in these seams. But the negative side is that PU zippers can peel over time. Not a guarantee, but certainly a possibility that you need to be aware of. Like the Hypalon zipper puller is very clean, little Bartech stitching right there, gives you a little bit of grip. And you can see we got a half moon opening to this front compartment. Alpaka's use of the orange interior is only on the x-pac versions of these bags, at least currently. One thing to keep in mind about Alpaka is they move very fast. They own their own factory, so they can start pumping stuff out as fast as lightning. So what is true now could change in just a few weeks. But as of now, the x-pac version comes with a orange-ish, yeah, it's orange. It's like a blood orange color interior. And I love this for its highlight effect, which makes it easier to see what you put where. And you can see there's a little bit of rip stoppage happening in this fabric as well, which means it's gonna be very durable. It's a beautiful fabric, nice touch from Alpaka. There's no additional organization in this pocket, just a key leash. This key leash is bulky, which I don't love, but it's very well made. This is made by Maglocks, which just like Alpaka's factory, which makes their own bags, Alpaka owns Maglocks, which makes their own hardware. Alpaka's really good at this stuff. And it allows them to move so fast and innovate, and I just love seeing the work that they put out. I'll admit, I don't love how bulky this is, but the magnet is great. It gives you super quick access. You can easily pop your keys on, stow them away in here. Oh, I lied. There is a pocket right here. Almost missed you, little guy. Little zippered pocket, half moon access, and it's a tiny guy. It just goes down to about here, which for me is the ideal location for my AirPods. Very snug. This pocket is a little bit tight, and it will get tighter as we pack out the main compartment. So I'm just gonna throw a couple small things in there, gum and tissues, call it a day. All right, that should cover it on the front. Let's talk about the middle of the Alpaka Metro Sling V2. One cool thing to know is that on the bottom of the middle is that you've got a decent flat base, which I'm gonna say this is not like your best self-standing bag ever, and it might fluctuate from the Axoflux version, which is the regular, more affordable version, versus the x-pac version, because x-pac is typically a more structured fabric. But overall, if you're looking for a bag that's small, that can self-stand sometimes, the Metro Sling has got your back. Before we get into the main compartment, let's talk about these external lash points here, AKA daisy chain. This just allows you to clip things on the bag externally, whether it's some hand sanitizer, everyone does that here in Hong Kong where I live, or if you wanna put your hero clip onto it, it's just a way for you to clip things externally, which I never really do, but I know some of y'all out there, it's just a nice thing to have for those times when you need it. Same thing with a top handle, one of those things that you don't really ever need, but it's nice to have, especially when you're putting this bag in your backpack, possibly as a tech pouch, because it's down to the bottom, right? It's dark in the bag, it's really loaded out. It's just tough to grab like that, just a handle like that, allowing you to lift it. I guess in theory, you can take the shoulder strap off and then you can, waltz around the city like this. I don't think many of y'all do that out there. Let me know in the comments below though, like, are you happy about the addition of this handle? If so, why? What will you use the handle for? Let me know in the comments below. Now to get into the main compartment, we've got another PU-coated YKK zipper, and you can see we're in. We got a bit more organization in the main compartment. So we're gonna test out a few things to see what fits. Keep in mind, this is not a huge sling. It's 2.5 liters. Kind of feels a little bit smaller than that. This is just for your smaller bits of gear. So we're gonna throw the phone in the back sleeve. The sleeve is made with a nice fabric. It's got a little bit of elasticity to it. Now on the flip side, we have another sleeve right here, which I'm gonna throw my wallet in. And then you can see we have 1, 2, 3, 4 lining pockets. And I'll be honest, I don't love these pockets. And the reason is I'm not like a super hardcore EDC nerd. No offense to all you out there, I'm a super hardcore backpack nerd. We all got the things that we nerd about, right? But looking at the photos on here, you can see that a lot of the pack outs are based around like EDC stuff, fidgets, spinners, knives, which makes sense. That's what this section is sort of decked out for. But for me, I don't really use stuff like that. So I can still find some use cases for it. I can throw some pens in those pockets. Can I fit my wired headphones in here? Nah, not really. So for these two pockets, you're kind of looking at pens and knives, and that's about it. Now, like the website shows, the AirPods that I own can fit in here, but it is a little bit tighter in there. So as you're walking around, they could end up maybe popping out. But overall, it is a nice fit. And then you also have a little bit of space in the middle, but not much. Like I'm gonna try and throw a hard shell glasses case in there and you can see it's gonna fit, but it ain't gonna close. So this depends on what's packed out in the bag, and this makes sense. It's advertised as 2.5 liters, it's small. So now I'm taking the phone out and you can see that gives the hard shell case more room to sink into the sling. I should be able to fit my small little tote as well. So overall, it's a tight squeeze, but it's supposed to be, right? It's just a little guy. What's interesting about bags is that different people pack them different ways. And if you pack it one way, you might get no value out of it versus the other way. It's like, oh my God, that's how the bag was designed. I now understand, I see the light. So if you have any questions about the best way to pack out this bag or how other bag nerds are packing it out, I definitely recommend asking that question in the Nomads Nation subreddit. We put together one of the biggest and most active communities of bag, EDC, travel nerds. And it's a great place to get your questions answered and just to start a conversation about anything bag related. be sure to check it out. We link to it in the description below. Now for the last few notes, let's talk about the back of the Alpaka Metro Sling V2. I like what they did with the back. They kept it nice and simple, no ventilation cutouts or 3D molds that would have added extra weight and costs to making the bag. This is a small bag. It'll have a small footprint on your body, and the design here, in my opinion, totally gets the job done. Let's talk about the shoulder strap, which wearing it, I quite liked. Now, I'm a fan of thinner shoulder straps. And there's a big debate happening right now that thinner shoulder straps look more feminine, and we're at 1 inch. And I agree, it's a little bit more pursy, but also, I don't really care. But if you're looking for something a bit more masculine, you might want a thicker strap. Like think like the Air Day Sling, right? It's got this chunky strap, and it's like kind of masculine in that perspective. But it's more like, it's just like kind of in your face. It doesn't feel as comfortable. This strap, while being thinner, is made with a very nice material. There's plenty of slack, so it should fit body types of different sizes. And then we do have a little dangle stopper hardware piece right here, which is gonna slip and slide and fall, and it's not really going to offer much. But at the end of the day, there's no real excess dangle on a bag like this, so you can go take a nap, little guy, you're good. Now, one thing that's gonna increase the comfort of this bag is this swivel maglocks hardware. Maglocks, that Z at the end, it gets me every time. That's because with the swivel, it just sort of moves with your body. And you basically got 3 different ways you can wear this bag. You can do front, middle, back. As I was wearing it, I liked the middle, but it just sort of ended up as I was walking, kind of moving to the front or to the back, because it's a smaller base, right? So it just kind of slides in the direction that it wants. But overall, because of the small footprint, the silky shoulder strap, and the range of motion on this swivel system, I found it to be an extremely comfortable wear. And then you can detach the hardware either with this button right here, or you have the option to actually take both pieces off altogether, because the Maglocks hardware is actually this chunky piece here, and then the hook that it connects to. And that's the one negative thing I will say about this hardware, it's chunky. All Maglocks hardware is super durable, but it's just got some extra bulk to it, so it's not the most elegant solution. A bit more function over form, I think. But you can see you do have the option to completely take it off, and therefore transforming this into a tech pouch, where again, I think the handle comes very useful, because you can kind of put it in your bag, take it out of your bag. Could be a great companion for a flight. Put this in your travel bag, and then when you get to your destination, this is your EDC bag. Let's talk about the overall pros and the cons of the Alpaka Metro Sling V2. Pro number 1, it's got really impressive access. Pro number 2 is the entire harness system makes it a very comfortable wear. And pro number 3 is gonna be that the shoulder strap is detachable, making it a more versatile bag. But on the flip side, I got some cons. Here they are. Con number 1 is that the interior organization of the main compartment might be a little too prescriptive. Con number 2 is the Maglocks might feel a little bit bulky and cumbersome to actually use. And con number 3, I think that it's a bit tight for 2.4 liters. I think it's closer to like 1.5 liters, 2 max. And just a reminder, if you've personally weighed the pros and the cons and you're gonna make a purchase and you wanna be able to use our discount code and get the best price, be sure to do so with the first link in the description below. Thank you very much. But if you're not quite sold, I'm gonna talk to you about some alternatives. First of which, I recommend, especially if you're new to this channel, watching the Nomads Nation leaderboard rankings video. We're gonna link it up top, and basically that's where the whole Nomads Nation team comes together, like the Avengers, and we talk about our favorite bags in very distinct categories. So you can get like a bird's eye view of what's happening in this industry, get different perspectives from different gearheads to kind of give you a starting point for, you know, what bags you're interested in. But if we're really close with the Metro Sling, I got 2 alternatives that might better suit your needs. First of which is gonna be the Black Ember Kompak. Great option for you if you like the form factor, the vertical sling, but you want some more versatility, you want some more packing space, you want some more features. The Black Ember Kompak does all these things a bit better than the Metro Sling at a much higher price though. And alternative recommendation number 2 is gonna be the Alpaka Go Sling Nano. This is a great pick for you if you're totally digging the Alpaka look, vibe, feel, but you know, maybe you don't want a vertical sling. You like something that's a bit more horizontal, but still offers great durability, great fabrics, great materials, and a great price. Honestly, I love all 3 slings. You can't go wrong with any of them, but if you're ready to continue your quest, your search for the best bag for your needs, then I go ahead and recommend watching these videos right here. If you got any questions about any bags, be sure to let me know in the comments below or in the Nomads Nation subreddit. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Aaron, this is Nomads Nation, and we'll catch you next time.